You can tell, guys, it's working. Yes, the Comgrow Robo CNC is alive. So the test print I had set up for this morning is actually running now. And I can move my microphone away from the CNC so it might be easier for you to hear me. But we actually got it working. There was a connector in the back that they are keyed to go together. It's keyed, they've wired it in the wrong way around for the keying to work. So once I realized the wires, when I checked the colors of the wires, I twisted 90 degrees and plugged in, then it started working. So it's a QA thing they need to address on their side, but it's not a major setback. Let me clean that up. So you can see the results. Hey Jacob. Yeah, since I got it working and I figured out what was wrong, I decided to go online and show it working. So it does function. So I just want to show it running. Not a bad little machine. I do wish this drive unit that holds the spindle was actually aluminum rather than plastic with an ABS. but this stream will be very short. I'll just do the sample, show that it actually work, and I'll show you what the issue was as well. Yeah, it's working, Louise. How are you? Well, the burn design that actually it was laser engraved previously is a piece I had, a sample I had led over from a previous stream of a laser. So I don't have the laser on this, but now I do have the Z1 laser, which would probably work on this. I just need to get the adapter for the front to mount the laser on the front of it if I wanted to combine the two in one. But generally I wouldn't do that. Now it's going to do the outer circumference. So this is working. There's a connector on the back. Actually, I'll show you now if you want. There's a connector on the back that's actually wired incorrectly for the type connector type. The wiring was actually 90 degrees off what it should have been aligned to. And they're designed to lock together, so when you put them together naturally, so they lock together, the wires were not right. But when I separated and I checked the wires and I saw the way they were, I turned 90 degrees and plugged it in so the wires aligned color to color, and that solved the issue. So it's a QA thing, but it's not a major issue, but it is a QA thing they need to address. For those who just joined in, the Comgrow Robo CNC is working. I found the issue was the connector was, the wire should have been turned 90 degrees on a connector, a 4-pin connector. So I made a few tweaks and we're operational. You should start up a CNC. CNCs are fantastic machines. Now this see on the front was actually from a laser engraver. Now, if you did get this with a laser option, you could laser engrave first and then CNC afterwards, or vice versa, and get a pattern on over the area you CNC'd out. Now, I'll be doing a lot more complex patterns beyond this. This is just doing the outer edge. I think it's got 3 passes in total to do on the outside. Now 2 passes on the outside, a millimeter each, so it's 2 millimeters depth. I have it set for. Actually, if I share my screen, you will actually see it doing the passes in one moment. You'll see here on the interface where the pass is moving. This is where the laser head is, and this line here is telling the G code it's already sent to the machine to work on. So it's on pass 2. And there's got 2, but the center pass will do an inner and outer one as well. The reason why it wasn't working is there's a connector. I'll show you that when this is done. This is kind of noisy, but there is a connector on the back, and that connector is was wired 90 degrees anti-clockwise incorrectly. It's a 4-pin connector, and I will show it in a moment. And it was an easy enough fix. I just needed to find it, and I did. But if you go, the connector is keyed so it locks together. And it's a square 4-pin connector, and keys, when you line them up and lock it, which you should, the 4 wires were wrong. They were not orientated correctly. So by disconnecting it, turn it 90 degrees, going by the color of the cables rather than the connector itself, and replugging it together, solve the issue. So it's something I report to them that they need to be aware of, because they are, if this is typical, it's been wired wrong. Now, apparently Jerry had to do the same with his, so we know what the issue is, and I can report it to them now so they can address it, because it is a QA issue that they're doing something incorrectly. But it's not a hard to fix, it's an easy one to fix. This is the final pass around the outside, I believe. There might be a fine level that's going to do next. But I will show the connector issue in a while. And if you hear chatting in the background, it's my son. He's on his computer playing games with his friends. Probably don't hear much over the CNC right now, and I have my microphone up close. But when I mute, or when the machine stops, you might hear him chatting in the background. Almost there. Oh, no, one more round. My mistake. Let me look at the path. Oh, this is a fine path. There will be one inside and one outside, I think. it takes about half the normal cut depth and skims the edge around to do a clean out. They say these are desktop CNCs, and they are, but they are noisy. It's not something you're going to be operating in your living room or anything like that. I'm operating it indoors, but it will be used in future in my garage. I have a couple of more complex cuts planned to do on this to demonstrate its functionality, but they take a long time. They'll include rough cuts and final cuts. Now it's doing the inner part fine tune, and we'll vacuum it off and I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll show you the explanation of what happened with the CNC and why it didn't work initially. I'm just going to let this finish and I'll bring it back up. We're almost done. I think we are anyway. Maybe not. I'll show you how it looks so far. Let me vacuum it clean. Yeah, it's doing a fine cut again. I thought the last one was a fine cut, but apparently I was wrong. It's this one. Yes, it's you know, you can run easel to create a design, but it's actually running Candle to actually send, or you can use Candle or Universal Decode Sender to send the commands to the CNC. I'm not running straight off easel. I'm not using the car function in easel. I downloaded a G-code file from easel, and I'm running Candle. But you can run it from easel directly if you wish to. I actually prefer to run Candle or Universal G-code Sender, but Candle probably more so. And I don't use easel an awful lot. I just did it to show that it comes with it. I actually prefer to use Fusion to create my toolpaths. Fusion 360, the free version, will create a toolpath, but it will not manage or control your CNC. But it will allow you to download the .nc file from Fusion for your toolpaths, and then you can run them. So if you have and it does not support tool changers either until you have a paid version of Fusion. But on the standard version, the free version, you can actually create toolpaths, and you do a rough cut toolpath, and then you do a fine detail toolpath secondly, and you can just run them as two separate G-code files on your CNC using Candle or Universal G-code Sender. Either will work. but it's functioning. The pattern you see on the face of this is actually was a test piece I had for a laser, and that is the output of that laser machine, and it just happens to be round. So when I lined it up here, it just happened to cut through, and I lined it up pretty well, not dead center, but close enough to be in center. So the laser engraved pattern remains, and the face was cut out of it, so it kind of looks good. Yeah, Fusion is nice. Fusion 360 has a cam feature, right? It has a cam option, or manufacturing option, sorry, not cam, yeah. The manufacturing option is your cam option. And if you use the cam option in there, you can create toolpaths in there. And I will be doing some videos on that, because a lot of people don't know how to use this. Okay, so let me do a vacuum. Actually, before I do that, give me a moment. So let's clean this up. Let's move this out of the way first of all. Where am I? So we're going to move Z up. So reset, move Z up. Let's change the steps to a lot larger than that. 5s. And then I'm going to move. Let's change it up to a higher step of 20. Just get a print head out of the way, or cut head out of the way. Okay, let's vacuum. And let's have a look. So let me reorient my camera. There's the outcome. So it came out good. I think it came out fine. So this is shallower than the inside here. These are deeper. Bit of rubber sandpaper along the edge and you're done. Finished product. So, what was wrong? Okay, let me go back to the main camera just briefly. I don't want it to eat up your Sunday because since I got this working, I wanted to show you. You power this off and I'll show you. Unplug. Here. There's a connector back here. This connector here, it's keyed. It's designed to be keyed together. And in the ideal world, this clip would clip over here. So it is, you see here, there's a little raised area here. They should be clipped together. But if you do that, these wires do not line up from the colored wires front and back. They don't line up. So what you have to do is I had to turn the connector 90 degrees. Luckily it was square. And plug it in. And once I plug it in, with the color black to black here and then red to red on the other side, which is against what the connector is supposed to be connected, it started working. So they need to change that wiring. So it's actually 90 degrees counterclockwise turn and replug it in, and that fixed the issue to line the wire up. So they need to actually fix that. It's a QA issue on their side. It's not a big issue, but it's still the wire, when you plug in the right way, the connector is designed to plug together, it doesn't work. But once I spent time looking at stuff and I figured it out, I just twisted around and reconnected it. Problem went away. Oh, I was talking, I wasn't showing you. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I should have done a close-up camera. I'm sorry. Forgive me again. So I'll show you again. This connector is square, and this is key. So there's a clip on this side to lock over this grommet right here. And what was happening is, let me get closer, you might be able to see it better. So this clip should lock over this piece here. And what was happening was the wires were not lined up correctly. So when I did a bit closer inspection, I noticed this and I noticed the color wire didn't match up. I noticed the wire colors didn't match up, so because of that, I took the connector off, turned it 90 degrees counterclockwise, replugged it all in, so the black wires lined up and the red wires lined up on the other side, and that solved the problem. So the issue went away after that. It was easy enough. But it's a QA issue they need to address, but now that it's working, we can have fun with it and do some interesting... I have some three-dimensional stuff, some really detailed stuff that I want to try out on this connector. And then, once I get it up and running, we should be good. That's all. I didn't want to keep your tongue long. At least we got it running. And once again, we're up and running. CNC's functioning. I'll relay that QA issue back to them, and we'll get operational, and we'll get some burns done, and get it operational for the next week or two, and I'll get some cuts done. So thank you again for those who jump back on it. At least we have it working. It's operational. It's good to go, and it does a not bad job. Like, ignore the laser part, the black part in the front, but it did a nice job.
Oh yeah, I can.
So we're operational. Yeah. So that chatting you hear in the background, is my son who's on the computer. We're just over here using it. So he doesn't hang out on his computer while I'm streaming. So, but we have a bit of overlap, and I wanted to show everybody that we have it operational, we have it working, and the output is nice. Not a bad job. Okay, so thank you again, guys. Remember, Wednesday night hangouts at 7 p.m. US Eastern, and next Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I will be doing the Z1. The box was already open today, but I'll be doing the setup of the Z1 laser engraver live on next Sunday morning. Thank you, guys. Been fun as always. And if you have any questions, comments, put them down below. If you haven't already, subscribe, ding that bell, and I will see you on Wednesday at the latest. Thank you, and have a good day.